Now, in order to remove these structures, it's basically wood and with connected with nails, not screws. I see nails everywhere, um, like over here and here. So that tells me everything is connected with nails, which is easy to remove with hammer and pry bar. But this whole structure is actually connected to the concrete wall too, on the ends, on the edges. And what's being used is this kind of super strong nail using a concrete nail gun. And when we got everything out, we saw these 22 caliber bullet casings, and we didn't know what it was. And then I realized that this is actually bullet casings that are used to drive these nails inside the concrete. So several brands are available. I think DeWalt and Ramset. It's called concrete nail gun basically, and uses the power of these different kind of bullets to drive the nail inside the concrete. But I got to remove it because I need to shift this whole thing down, like I said, and removing it is a tricky part. So what's suggested is basically taking this kind of pry bar and prying it in and hitting it with a hammer, and that pops it. And once it pops, then it's easy to just keep hitting it and take the whole thing out. That's what I'm going to do. So now everything is unnailed and unscrewed. I just put it out separately. I did not take the pieces out intentionally. My plan is to just take the pieces that have been affected either by rot or something's broken. I'm just going to replace those pieces. Usually the pieces that are touching the slab wall, so to speak, over there and on the side, that are in contact with the slab are some of them are getting rotten. So for example, this piece over here is rotten, so I'm just going to cut to the same dimension and change out those pieces that are required to be replaced. Once I have all the pieces replaced that need to be replaced, I'm going to focus on getting this whole platform down. And the only way for me to do that is to take these pieces and basically make the width smaller by about half an inch or so. So I'm going to take this side, make all the width smaller for all these pieces of wood that go in this frame structure, and then assemble it together. If there is any cracks in my board towards the end, then I just put some glue in and use my clamp to fix it. Now when I'm cutting the smaller pieces, I decided to just cut new pieces for these. The nails are really hard to take out, but the easy way to cut it is just use an older piece to mark the line, and then I use that as a measurement basically. Instead of measuring this first and then transferring the measurement on the new, I just use the old piece, line it up, and just cut it wherever it falls. Draw a line like this, and that's the measurement of my cutting. That's it. So here's all my wood. I cut pretty much all of them at 4-inch width, that made the whole structure drop. These are all dry laid at this point. I haven't screwed it in. So I just dry laid all of them, and I have this cross braces that I have kept ready. The only cross brace that I have not done is on the end of each structure. So I have two separate structures, one over here and one over here on the left. So I'm going to be assembling them separately. So I have cross braces, 4 of them, 2 on each side and a couple in the middle, and cross braces here, cross braces here. But I didn't do this one at the end, like I said. It's because when I'm done assembling, I'm going to figure out what the remaining length is, and that's what I'm going to cut the last cross brace at. The same thing over here, I didn't cut the last one here. So in order to assemble, I'll be using these Spax multi-purpose construction screws. These are really good screws, easy to put in, easy to remove if I make a mistake. Comes with a special drill head, star head, comes inside the box. I put that in my impact driver, and I have a pilot hole driller with my other drill. Few shims. I might use some clamps to hold things together. So in order to assemble this, I need to take this structure out. So I did these markings with my pen on each of these joint, so that I know exactly where to screw things in, and I did this on all 4 corners to begin with. That's what I'm going to do. Begin with 4 corners, make the rectangle, and then add the middle studs and braces in later. So here's my finished structure, the first and the second with the cross braces all done. I'm going to put these in now, but before I put this in, we're going to put in this moisture barrier like this. This is 4 millimeters, and I decided to put only on the sides, the 4 sides, especially where it touches the side slab. In the middle, there's going to be no moisture barrier. So here's my finished assembled structure with the cross braces put in, and I put the plastic liner just at the edges